Hey, week 1 in the books. DVFFL.
Namaste.
It's on.
We did it, boys.
No namaste. This week was cutthroat, felt like, and it was a grind.
I'm at peace. I won.
I fucking suck.
No namaste. Yeah, it was a crazy week. I mean, speaking for my own matchup with Cleaner there, a big old goosh Cleaner, that'll teach you.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't feel great about it, but if you were here with Diz and I watching that game, I thought I was going to cry on his rolled over on him. I was like, dude.
The ending was thrilling, man.
Well, the gods heard you. You need one more Doomsday touchdown, please.
Your time to shine.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I'm not going to lie. Cal had me in the first half, but the second half taught him a lesson. So, God, I broke the curse, dude. Like, I literally lost to Calvin so many times in a row. And
Yeah,
it felt
hasn't
great.
the record been like 13-4?
Worse than that, bud. I think it's like 15-4 or something like that. So it's not good.
I like that you won because of Cal's failure to make good lineup decisions. That's my favorite part.
I also enjoy the fact that he chose me because he's like, oh, this is an easy dub. And of course, he starts out the season 0-1. So that was it was the cherry on top. It was so good. And Josh Allen doing it to him, too. Oh, good. Just right back at you, buddy.
Yeah, well, losing to Mike by 4 points with my 3 wide receivers combining for 6 points was a really shitty way to lose. And I told Dill going into Sunday night, I was like, hey, if the Ravens defense goes negative, I fucking win. Well, just kidding. They go -6 and Zay Flowers fucking pounds me with 21 points.
Well,
Yeah.
a little foreshadowing there. He can't hurt you anymore.
Yeah. And
Now I'm his father.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was so funny with Calvin Christian because he called me in the morning. He was like, "I'm about to do something." He's like, "I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it feels crazy." I was like, "If it's a last minute lineup change, I've warned you, don't do that. Just
Never.
Ned always talks about it. Shit's on me because I've done it so many times, and guess what? Every time it burns me, dude." So the T-Law thing was, yeah, what a bonehead move. I also think Calvin's just low-key freaking out because his team just doesn't seem to be there. But
yeah,
And
I
I
spoke
think-
to Calvin on Sunday afternoon, and it was full depression mode.
Well, I was telling Dylan, this is like the first time in like our last 6 matchups that I haven't got a nice text message from Calvin after the game, just after the week, just being like, "Oh, it was a good fight, Red, blah 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 blah," just always just little salt in the wound. So then this week, obviously, it didn't work out, so I didn't get to hear from Cal all day.
I was gonna say, was it complete radio silence, or did you take a jab at him?
No, I just let it happen. I was not like with Calvin and I's matchups, like literally there's been black magic in it because we'll go all the way back to the D-Jax. We'll go back to the D-Jax days. We'll go all the way back, and it's just you never know. So I told Dylan I was starting Swift, and I was only up by like 0.8 points, and I was like, but historically, I want to get that 100-point game. I got to keep those 100-point games going. So I started him anyways, but I was like, in back of my mind, I was like, this is the one time I feel like not the most confident in starting like a starting running back because I'm like something could fucking go, Ari, and I didn't like that.
yeah, I don't know. It was a weird week because there was a lot of like matchups that weren't making sense, I guess, and just seeing like Jamar Chase, all the wide receiver ones just absolutely failed. I don't like this. I feel like you had really hard. I was preaching it all weekend, like the matchups for your receivers, like the shadow of Calvin Ridley and Patrick Surtain, and then you had Travion Diggs, who actually he didn't even shadow AJ Brown the entire time, which I don't really know what happened there. Also saw Deron Bland is injured now, so
yeah, he's got a foot problem again.
Yeah, good job, Cowboys.
Yeah,
God,
last year. No, he's back to it after he got paid.
Yeah, but
I told Mike after our matchup, I was like, I would have preferred you to beat me by 15 rather than like 3 or 4 with how my fucking team performed. So frustrating.
Yeah,
yeah, no doubt.
Diz, I sensed a little panic in you, bud. It's only week 1, and you were already panicking about those wide receivers. Like, like my wide receivers didn't do too hot either. But I'm just like, he's got to ride first week. You always got to ride the wave. Like that's just
it's not panic, and I get that it looks like that. But I was trying to make trades for my wide receivers before week 1 even started. So I knew that the way that I built my team, we needed some wide receiver help. So, I didn't think I'd lose because of them, though. I thought they'd do good enough.
Turns out the guy that's the most dire for a wide receiver, they actually taught for him.
I tried to give you that Michael Pittman, Diz. He would have won the week.
Fuck all that, right? I don't know what black magic you have, dude, where you try to trade me in. You trade me some bum or offer to trade me some bum player, and then the following week he's a god.
Exactly. No, I'm with Diz on that. Pittman's been a bum, and like nobody saw Daniel Jones going out there and just hogging out, or maybe the Dolphins are just that bad. I don't know.
I'll just say that it's the difference between Diz's week 1-0 versus his now 0-1. So,
well, I also could have started Javonte. So, I mean,
yeah, it's true. What do you guys think about Nuts' team? I mean, he was talking some shit there on the Podly with shout out Nut. Check out the Podly, dbffl.com. But he was, putting himself in his own tier up there. And comes out and scores the most points. And I was saying from the jump, I liked his running backs. Everybody's a little bit more suspect than Amari Hampton, but to me, he looks solid.
I think Amari Hampton doesn't look. Najee Harris is going to eat into that role, and Hampton didn't look.
I'm talking about Nuts' team, not so much Amari Hampton. Well, I mean, I do think he looks solid, but Nuts' team, I'm saying, he's looking solid.
Well, yeah, obviously you put up 130 points. That's great. But at the end of the day, too, like fucking Derrick.
Not bad.
He had like a fucking historical game. Like the dude's yards per carry were like through the fucking roof. So do I think that that's going to be consistent? No. And you know what? Like, dude, I don't care. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, I just don't see that being as good as it was. Yeah. He's going to fall down. I think Nuts' team is good, obviously. But I don't think he's like above the rest when it comes to like in the rankings, like thinking of what kind of tier he's in. I think that there's other people in that same tier with him.
I'll say this. I was talking shit personally about not putting himself in his own tier after the draft. It's like, dog, fuck that shit. You're not that good. You're not like your team's not that like above everything else. And then he comes out week 1. It makes me swallow my words so hard.
They're shooting out the other end.
He deserves a little clap for fucking sticking it right back to me. So,
yeah, we're not gonna give Nut too much praise or anything. I'm just
3 golfs.
Yeah, there you go. Nice little,
I'll tell you right now, one thing that I've learned in this league is, there's been the few and far between teams where they don't have like a top quarterback and they win a ship or whatever, but one thing I've realized, and there's a trend, is you have to have an elite quarterback in order to be an elite team in the league. So the fact that Patrick Mahomes 26, the fact that Patrick Mahomes 26 points, like that's good, but I don't expect that to be the case, especially no Worthy now, no Rice, like you got Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, like Tyquan Thornton, like I hate that dude. I just think like, at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes isn't going to put up these numbers week in, week out. We saw that last year, and I don't really see the team being any better. They just got Travis Kelce got older. Like, that was his main hog. So I just don't see that being the case.
The Chiefs dynasty is over. Mark my words. It's time, boys. Come out of the cave. Show your faces. The dynasty is done.
I also just think week 1's always like a weird thing where you don't want to overreact and you don't want to underreact. Like, dude, we're looking at these teams. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes going against the Chargers. Usually those are harder games. Like we're not seeing these high scoring games, big points. It's a divisional game. Usually it's hard fought. And then you look at like the Garrett Wilson. Like, dude, Pittsburgh's defense is good, but there's a lot of defenses that are really good the first week that look like shit. And I just don't expect that to be the case all year long. So I think week 1 is like we had to temper expectations to what we see.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same argument for the wide receivers, right? I mean, all these guys that came out and did I had a couple of them. I know other teams did. chalking it up to that the week one, shaking off the rust and getting back into the routine of things. We see it pretty frequently.
And this year felt like there was a lot more divisional games in the first week, and it felt heavy. And those are always weird games, regardless. And people are knocking off the rust, and new offenses are trying to figure it out. It's kind of strange, but like I was looking at just some other teams out there, Jesse's squad, Jamar Chase and Nico. They put up a combined 5 points or 5.1. Like
wild.
Jamar getting 26 yards and Nico getting 25 yards. I don't remember the last time I saw that unless they got injured.
Yeah, it's
strange to me. So you got to think that there is going to be some positive regression. Like there has to be for sure with some of these guys. But also,
there's be some regression to the mean too. It's just, do I expect Josh Allen to put up 38 points a week? Fuck no. Like, do I expect him to put up at least over 25? Yeah, but that's so. Everything's gonna scale back. Everything will even itself out soon, right?
Or will it? Maybe some
I hope so.
Maybe some of these teams won't have it.
Wide receiver 5 on the year.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about Jamar Chase. That's my boy. Are you kidding me? No, I'm just saying as far as some of these teams, dude, maybe Gobby
dog shit, dude.
Gobby could get Jahmyr Gibbs back with a little more points, and maybe Drake London. But Drake London's hurt now. I don't know, man. Some of these teams like that, where I thought they had pretty stacked squad or had some good enough players in this league, man, it's pretty questionable.
I just think you just never know. Yeah, like Trey McBride, against New Orleans, dude. I thought that was just going to be a fucking torching. And, New Orleans. But this is what happened. This is what I'm saying. Think about last year, right? How did it start out? New Orleans fucking comes out and they're teaching. We thought Derek Carr, right? Man of God. Dude looked like he looked like a phenom, but week one. Remember that? Dude taught. And we were
3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, we were like, shit. Yeah, and then
that's what he does.
And then they shit on the Cowboys week 2, right? And everybody's like, dude, this team might be for real. Well, guess what? Week 3 comes around, and they just went to straight trash. We know what happened with Derek Carr. He's not in the league anymore. And so that was the same thing this year, though. New Orleans looked good against the Cardinals, and everybody thought the Cardinals were just going to stomp them out because there's such higher expectations for that team. So, we will figure this out soon. So don't sit too high on your high horse. And I don't expect these teams like the Gobbies and the Jessies, which I think have good teams. I don't expect them to shit the bed like they did this week every week.
Can I ask, why do the Cardinals just keep doing the same thing every single year? It's their team construction just doesn't work, and they're like, let's run it back for the 5th year in a row.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I mean, when they did have actual success, it made sense to do that, but now they don't have it anymore.
I mean, Kyler, what 3 straight years of mediocrity, and they have
it's all Kyler.
Yeah,
get him out of there. Mighty Mouse needs done. But yeah, overall though, it felt like a low scoring week. What was it? 4 teams that got over 100 points. So there's going to be more scoring. We know how it goes. It's just when we talked about it in the pre-draft show, I mean, starting off hot is key, and you get behind a little bit there. And we know how it goes too, because we've all been those teams where you start off 0-1, and you're like, but then all of a sudden you go 0-2, and it's like, oh shit! Now you got the vulture circle, and people are already trying to pick apart your team. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and a couple injuries.
People hit you up, and they're like, "Hey, we should make a trade so you don't go to a Sacco." You're like, Sacco? It's week 2.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, too, that also leads to trades. So let's talk trades. I feel like there could have been some talking sense, but it seems like there was a lot of talking shit. So I think let's go over Studi and Nick's trade first. So you have COD, who traded away Devontae Adams and paid $5 in draft cash to Nick. But in return, he got DJ Moore and Travis Etienne. Okay.
When I saw this, I thought that was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And then and the reason why I say that is because I hate Travis Etienne. Like, he's one of the forever exiled off my team for life. And I just can't believe it. But I have to temper my expectations, but Travis Etienne looked fucking juiced, dude. Like,
dude.
And I was like, there's no way, man. Like, I had him all last year. I spent an ungodly amount of money for him. This year he goes for pennies on the dollar, right? And he comes out and he just teaches week one. And then they trade Tank Bigsby right after. I'm like, dude, what has been the whole expectation? Tank Bigsby was going to take over that backfield, or it was going to be a 1A, 1B type thing. It's been like that for 2 years. And guess what? This year, Travis Etienne's like, I'm good to go again, and fucking Tank Bigsby's out of here. So, at the end of it, it's a lot more even than it is right now. But like I said, I temper expectations because it was the Carolina Panthers, and they had the worst run defense of all time last year. And they didn't do anything in this offseason to make their defense any better. So,
yeah, I can't believe the amount of luck that COD has on his side in this trade. Because I mean, he traded for Etienne before all of Bigsby got traded, and how fucking lucky can you get? He was, at the time, it looked like he was trading for a fucking backup running back. Now he's got a starter. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, no, dude, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I guess it was just straight up. But then the fact that I actually thought that COD might be getting money if there was any involved. To see him pay Nick for it, I was like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, ETN, we were pounding the table on it all year last year. He sucks. I don't think he's good, and especially with Tank Bigsby back there. It's okay, it's just a matter of time until he took it over. So I don't know, COD. I don't know if you're playing this for fools or what, or if you do have that profit, because the amount of luck and how it all turned out. We'll see about DJ Moore. I don't really still know about him.
Yeah,
can
the
DJ
Moore thing
going?
is kind of like a cherry on top at this point. But that the Bears offense, and I'm a partial owner with DeAndre Swift. It's just it literally looked different, and then it went right back to what it was. So we got to see if it actually changes. But I want to know who started this talk, because I feel like Nick I feel like Nick really wanted Devontae Adams, and I think he bid on him when we did the draft. And so I'm wondering if Nick was just really into wanting to get Devontae, and so they just basically worked out a deal outside of that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you see that hit Devontae took this weekend? He got fucking cracked while he's getting pinned against the ground.
Oh yeah. Didn't a Rams player get injured on that play too?
Texans player did, yeah.
Texans, my bad. Yeah, Texans player got injured on that play, yeah.
Just broke his back.
Yeah, right. Literally, yeah. He literally got freaking scorpioned.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention, Rome Odunze got more targets than DJ Moore. DJ Moore also took a crack too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, the Bears will be an interesting team this year, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, Travis Etienne, if he actually stays doing something, then
dude, I guess Liam Cohen too. Last year, right? It was Rachaad White, but then he wanted to use Bucky Irving. Guess what? He has another rookie this year in Tootin. Why not? Why I don't see why he wouldn't be more involved as well. So Etienne looks like the lead back, but doesn't mean that it's only his job. I feel like Cohen likes to use specific players for specific things. And so I just feel like Tootin's going to play a role into it, and then they're not going to play the Panthers every week either. So
I guess one thing that I'm kind of thinking about too with this trade is after Keenan Allen went off for him on his bench, COD, I don't think he felt so. I guess it was in the morning. Well, he did before the games. Either way, I don't know what the fuck COD knows. I feel like he knows something behind the scenes. It's pissing me off.
Doing insider trading.
Yeah, it's fine though. Honestly, because Devontae Adams, like Diz, you were preaching about this before. Who knows, dude? Matthew Stafford's the first game of the year. Rams' offensive line's not that great, so there's always a little bit of that too. Plus, you have Puka. But let's flip it over.
I offered COD Javonte, and he didn't even respond to me. Fuck you, COD.
Well, I don't know. DJ Moore and Travis Etienne combined.
Yeah, no, I got beat.
Yeah, well,
you still should respond, COD. Don't pull a old Red Redmond, okay?
Hey, there you go, Red. Preaching out there.
There you go.
You preach what you teach. But speaking of you trading, Diz.
Yes.
We got to talk about this. Show hole. All right. So at 8:44 p.m. last night, we had Diz trade away Javonte Williams, and Trike sent over Zay Flowers and 17 draft bucks.
Hey, that guy's a certified star running back.
All I'm going to say is thank you, Trike, for setting the precedence on how much money we have to spend in order to acquire people. Like Dylan did this last year, and he fucked up the whole system where he traded for Braylon Allen, and what was it, 14 or 12? I can't remember. How much money did you offer?
I remember that.
Okay. Regardless, it fucking completely,
when I was bidding you up.
Yeah, completely messed up the whole market when it comes to draft cash and what we have to offer. And so, so I appreciate you, Trike, for doing this for us. So now everybody's going to use this as a starting point. They're going to be like, well, fucking.
Just got $17.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Let me argue against that, and then I'd like Diz to tell us about how these talks went down. So
I don't know how you can like 17.
Hey, hold on, because I was the one who did this last year. It's more of you look at it. I don't see it necessarily as a market. I see it as like an overpay. Like that's not the market in my opinion. It's more just Trike overpaid. But I also see it as if I'm looking on Trike's end. If you're in desperate need of a position and it's this early on, like, fuck it, spend the money. It's not like you can't go get the money back later. If people want to see it as a market, then that's on them. But that's my 2 cents. Diz, why don't you go ahead and break it down for us?
That was a bunch of shitting on. I want to shit on this more.
Well, you can shit on this then. Yeah, I'll also say to your point before I get into this still, if you're making trades and you're just basing all of your values off of like what other people have done in trades, you're kind of a bad trader, straight up.
That's literally our trade last year with Terry McLaurin. You were basing how much I should pay you based off of everybody else and how much they paid for their players.
I actually don't think I did that, Red. I would like to read the text. I'm fucking objection.
All right.
Strike it from the record. Anyways.
Maybe you learned.
Yeah, so here's like the backstory to this. I've been trying ever since Javonte went off last Thursday. He was like a sell high guy for me. Had to get rid of him. Had to capitalize on some wide receiver value. And I thought it was going to be really easy because, running backs have like higher intrinsic value than a wide receiver, harder to get, less of them, and even like harder to get a good one too. And I mean, he was good enough. So I was kind of talking to everyone a little bit, talking to Mitch, and was trying to work out a deal. He fucked around too much.
Sounds about right.
The day that I was like finally making my decision on like giving up on Mitch or not, I got a message from old Mike. And we were talking over the weekend about our matchup, and I was like, dude, I can't believe I lost by 4. That's so fucking dumb. Fuck Justin Herbert. But that was always said. And he hit me up yesterday, and he said, would you be interested in trading Javonte? I've got some wide receivers and cash. Some cash bags. And then I said, yeah, I need a wide receiver really bad. And he offered me Zay Flowers or Cortland Sutton. and cash. So then I just responded, I'm interested. Please hold.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I was like, yeah, I'm working on a different deal, but if I'm going to take it, I would take Zay and your cash as my option. And if anyone in the sales world knows that if you're trying to buy something, you let the other person name the price first. So I just said, yeah, I'll take your cash. And he says, how about 15? And I go, yeah, that's pretty good. How about 19? And then we settled at 17 and we got it done in like 45 minutes or so.
Well, you green bastard.
Pretty cool. That sounds like a pretty easy trade.
Well, there you go, Lee. It put you on notice there, Diz. It's coming for everything you got.
Yeah, I messaged Mike afterwards and I said that was the easiest trade I've ever completed / negotiated. 5 out of 5 on Yelp.
It is nice when a trade like that does go down, where you can just hash it out. Not necessarily this trade itself, but it just.
I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on my trade.
This is like, okay, so like my thing is like, does this make anybody's team better? Like, does this team better? Does this make Treg's team better? So Treg obviously lacked running backs, but he also doesn't have a plethora of wide receivers either. Like, after AJ Brown and Cortland Sutton, it drops down to freaking Calvin Austin. Like, so there's not really, AJ Brown, hamstring issues, Cortland Sutton, no slouch when it comes to injuries in the past. So he doesn't have any wide receiver depth. Yes, he brings in Javonte, but Treg's team was already kind of like, I think a lot of people were weary over it. And I don't know if Javonte really brings him up to a different team. I think, like, honestly, if Zay Flowers has a really good, if he was projected to do what he did like last week and he builds off that, I think we have a lot more faith in that than we have faith in Javonte Williams being an RB2 going forward.
Well, all right, so I'll say something to it. I think that, like, what Diz said is true, in my opinion, from being in this league forever, is that in the type of scoring format that we have, running backs are always going to be a higher value to me than wide receivers. Now, of course, you have your elite wide receivers, like Jamar Chase finishing above your running back scoring and stuff. But, like, at the end of the day, there's less running backs out there where there's more wide receivers. And so, like, in our league, for standard scoring, you have to have some sort of juicy. You were talking about the quarterback earlier. You also have to have running backs that can help get you there. And if I'm looking at Treg's team, you got Austin Eckler, who's already banged up. Bill looked good out there. Yeah. It's like, after that, what are you going to be doing? So for him, I don't think Zay Flowers is going to be put up 143 yards and a tutty every game.
Do you think Javonte Williams is going to put up 2 touchdowns a week?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that.
I don't even think he'll score. I think he'll finish the season with less than 6 touchdowns.
Jadon Blue, though, was a healthy scratch. Yeah, it was like a minor injury.
He was a healthy scratch, was he?
He could have
running backs.
Okay, I say put it this way: his injury was very light. If we were in a dire situation, he easily could have played.
Well, then who was your third running back? You guys just rolled with 2.
We had somebody else.
Miles Sanders.
Well, that's we have 2 though. Javonte and Miles Sanders. You don't roll with 2 running backs going.
I know. Well, there's somebody else on our team. No, he's gone now. It's somebody else that it's like like a 4-stringer and stuff. But anyways, point is, he didn't play, and they don't like. It's just kind of telling. Javonte didn't look that bad. Cowboys' offensive line looks fine. If you need a serviceable running back, go like. I can see why you would go get one because, again, you're looking at James Conner and Austin Eckler as his running backs. So, like, you just have to be able to go get a running back from somebody. Who's trading running backs right now?
Not a lot of people.
I've been offering out running backs a little bit, but, like, at the same time, the way I see it right now, a lot of people aren't. It's kind of like because the elite wide receivers have taught in the past 4 or 5 years. But it's like at the end of the day, it's still always going to be the running back. It just doesn't feel like people are kind of seeing it that way.
I think it's because I think we've seen teams not have to have crazy elite running backs to win. Like Jaden went to multiple ships, he didn't win them, and he rode he rode Justin Jefferson the whole way there, and Amon Ra and these other wide receivers. Like that was Jaden's MO, he was the wide receiver guy. He had Jalen Waddle when Waddle was teaching, like that was his whole team was like 3 wide receivers. And then every once in a while he'd have, maybe an RB1 or something like that. But it was usually just the wide receivers that would carry him. So I think like wide receivers have become a little bit more. There's more
value. Yeah.
There's more wide receivers, obviously, because there's more, you can only you're only going to have 1 running back in the game at a time, particularly, but you have 3 wide receivers on the field. So I get that. I guess my thing is I just don't know if it pushes the needle so much in the sense that like I'm trying to drop $17 on Javonte. And then for like on Diz's end, like, hello Diz, you're back you're in my predicament from last year where I had 4 good wide receivers, but I didn't have any great wide receivers. And so each week you have to now navigate which ones you want to start, which is not always a bad issue or bad problem, right? It's just there was plenty of times last year, as we could tell, I got burnt a couple of times where I had too many wide receivers to choose from, and but it also gives you trade capital later on. I just wonder if it pushed because Zay Flowers versus Calvin Ridley. I don't know. Like I don't know who I like more. Like I think they're pretty similar. So
my thing, Red. To your point, you're totally right. Yeah, I have a lot of guys that are like not super elite, so it's tough to pick. But I do know one thing. I value Zay Flowers more than George Pickens specifically.
Okay.
So that's where, Zay's now my guy and George Pickens
makes sense.
Trade capital. So I just needed like a slight upgrade on one of them to be able to move them. So. I
just wonder, and like the trade's over and good for you, Des, and everything. I just feel like this trade isn't a bad trade if it's not $17 in draft cash.
Exactly.
I was literally looking at
this trade makes sense for both of your teams for what you guys what you guys are looking for. It just seems like, obviously Trike but he also set the market for you there too. He was like, oh, hey, it's like, I would never, like we talked about Javonte and I would never have been like, oh, $19, $20, and wide receiver of your choice. I would never do that. Yeah,
honestly, if Mike had come to me and not offered me cash, I probably would have tried to get a couple bucks, maybe like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
but I probably would have taken it with no cash.
Probably, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like at the end of the day, like you've had Zay Flowers before too, so.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I'll say though, Red, is if you're trying to talk about like the wide receiver thing, I was just looking at Jaden's team back in 2022 with that team you're referring to, and he had Justin Jefferson, who was number 1 overall wide receiver. He had Amon Ra, who was number 9, and then he had 3 running backs that were like top 25. It was like 21, 22, and then like 24 there. So it's.
Well, see, that's my point.
I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, but if you look at Trag's team right now, I'm not going to say Zay Flowers is going to be finishing 9 or higher.
What do you think? Let me ask you this question real quick then. Do you think Zay Flowers finishes as a top 20 wide receiver, or do you think Javonte Williams finishes as a top 20 running back? Which one do you think is more likely?
Ooh. You asking me or just Dill?
I'll ask both of you guys. You traded Javonte and you got Zay, so I would assume you would say.
Yeah, but okay, I would rather be putting this into like a flex argument than.
Okay, well, who do you think finishes higher overall?
Zay.
Yeah, probably Zay. Yeah, I think Zay.
I think Zay. I just
maybe.
To answer your first question too, Red, I would pick Zay to be a top. I'd put Zay in maybe the top 15. Maybe he has his best year ever.
Well, you never know. I'm just that's all
you
I'm
never
saying.
know, but it's also like you haven't seen on that offense in a long time, and so if he can do it, yeah. But at the end of the day, the people that usually get the more points are your running backs, and if Javonte holds on to the job, Cowboys offense looks good. I'm not just preaching about that as a Cowboy fan.
Oh yeah, but let's temper expectations. You guys played against an Eagles defense that lost like 7 starters, and then they also didn't have Jalen Carter.
Oh, 100%, bro. I was talking about the entire time during the game.
So I just okay, my value of Javonte is just like I told Diz, like when we were talking about trading him, I'm like I would probably maybe throw him in my flex, maybe. Like I don't even know Tyron Tracy fucking feels like dog shit in my mouth right now, but I almost still have higher expectation for Tyrone than I do for Javonte. I just don't trust Javonte in any capacity. Like
really,
Javonte,
you're gonna say that after, dude? How do you feel about Tyron Tracy right now?
I feel not that I do not feel good about it. However, he fucking finished better last year than fucking Javonte.
Javonte didn't even play for the Cowboys, brother.
Okay, well, guess what? The fucking Broncos have a top 5 offensive line. The Cowboys have a top 25 offensive line.
Not from the stuff I was just reading.
Well,
top 10 was what
Cowboys O-line look great.
Top 10 after? Oh, we're talking about after 1 week, right? I'm talking about all last year going into this season. They had.
I'm not arguing that they have a better offensive line. Yes,
they have we're gonna say that, right? Because like last year, the Broncos looked much better on offense than the Cowboys did.
I'm not saying Javonte is going to go out there and be a home run hitter, but what I'm saying is that if you got an AJ Brown who's supposed to be a top 10 guy, and then you got Cortland Sutton who's supposed to be a top 20 guy, you would feel fine with that. But if you're looking at your your running backs, you got Austin Eckler who's already banged up, and then you got Tank Bigsby who just got traded to the Eagles behind Saquon. Okay, like what you're losing? There's no points there. I would rather go pick up a wide receiver off the waiver.
I understand. I understand what you're trying to say. I just say like at the end of the day, just because you wanted more depth or you wanted a more safer play or something like that doesn't mean that you give up somebody that's better. Like Zay Flowers scored more than 30 points in one less game than Javonte last year, and he was a wide receiver. And he's starting out this year, number 1 wide receiver coming out of week 1. Like,
yeah, no.
Hey, don't forget, you gotta add this in there in the equation too. He's giving me the better player on top of
it's what
draft cash that's almost the value of the player himself. I think he drafted him for 16, didn't he?
Well, and yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously the cash. It's the cash part of it that just absolutely.
I guess in my mind, I'm trying to have you rationalize why it would make sense for Tripe to do it, and I keep hearing like, oh, well, running back is really good, but then I keep thinking he's going to start Austin Eckler in his flex anyways. I would have still rather had Zay Flowers, who's a potential top 20 wide receiver, starting in my flex, and just starting Austin Eckler in my RB2 spot. I would have just. I think you score more points that way. Yeah, he probably feels better having an extra running back on his team now, but I think he gave up points to do it.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Mike drafted Zay for $16.
All right, so well, then at the end of the day, Zay Flowers was a very expensive piece for him.
Yeah, well, Diz can suck it.
I don't know. Yeah, so no, I think this one was very interesting. I think, and I don't think us going too deep into this is that big of a deal because I think this is the beginning of the year, right? And it's like this is where we're going to start figuring out where positions are valued and what kind of cash we're looking at is going to be thrown around.
Well, if we learned anything from Wilson time in the past from our fans, it's that spending too much time shitting on a trade is never good. But I think the overall like arching idea behind this trade is that like right now, especially, it's kind of like how Calvin did it last year, where the wheeling and dealing. Right now, you have time to make other moves and change the whole outlook of your team and your budget. Mm-hmm. Where if you're trying to do this sort of stuff later on, that is a lot more detrimental because now you're out of time. So I just think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. I've also been hearing some crazy trades, going on out there. Maybe it's just rumors. Maybe people just talking shit. I don't know. But, what a way to kick off week 1 and going into week 2.
Yeah, that was a fucking big trade. Like honestly, like that was
a couple big trades.
I think a lot of us there was a lot of reactions to both trades. So
yeah, shout out to Mike. You were a really good trade partner, and I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, and honestly, Trike, like I we're not all gonna think the same way, but at the end of the day, like I still think that it was kind of shitty on your end, but
well, yeah, but
taking advantage.
There's one thing I'll say is that I just appreciate seeing the trade go through. I like trades.
Yeah, 2 trades this early in the season. That's
trades are always great, and
moves.
You get, like we already know anybody and everybody that trades in this league, you're gonna get shit on. It doesn't matter what kind of trade it is. So
I was telling Bill yesterday night, I was like, I don't think I've ever been on this side of the trade where people are being like, oh, how'd you do it? Usually it's people hopping on my phone and being like, hey, you fucking moron, why'd you do that, dumbass? It's great.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the matchups for this week.
I just tallied our results from our picks last week. Would you like to know?
Hopefully you got the same results I did because they look pretty good.
Yeah, my results, we did real shitty. I had you picking 3 out of 6. Red picked 1 out of 6, and I picked 1 out of 6.
Dylan, I think you said we went 0-6, Dylan.
Well, I do. No, you guys did go 0-6.
No.
Oh, who'd you pick this? Maybe I had it wrong.
So
now
I picked Red to beat Cal. That was my 1 that I got right.
Oh, you did get 1. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, and then
I thought Red lost.
Yeah, Red picked Red, and you picked Nut to win, where I picked Jaden.
Wait, I thought I picked Jaden, or did I change my vote?
You did. You changed your vote.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I guess a little bit better.
You leave this stuff to the 1s and the 2s, buddy.
But Jaden lost.
I know. I didn't count that.
I'm confused.
No,
the only correct pick I made was Red beating Cal.
Yeah, Red, you went 0-6.
No, he picked Nut.
No, he didn't. He switched it to Jaden.
Oh, did you at the end?
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't.
Yeah, go watch the episode.
Fuck, boys. I'm 1-0, dude. Oh, shit, I'm 1-0 real life.
Oh, well, God, I'm not gonna watch a whole Wilson time. Just no Reds pick a week 1.
No, just fucking give me an 0-6er.
You're going 0-6 then, bitch.
Well, yeah. Anyways, so rocky start. Nobody expected that week to go the way it went.
What?
Huh?
Sorry, I was looking at the ticker on the bottom, and it said the Rook Cook versus the Rook Cook.
Hell yeah. Does it?
One of them, I think it did. I don't know. We'll have to go back and see, but who cares? Just go on.
I'm reading it.
I'll apologize to the viewers. The 1s and the 2s took somewhat of a night off, so Johnny Hyman typing this.
Well, see, that's the Rook Cook versus impregnated flatworm. What did I see?
Yeah, see, it's not me. Thank you very much.
Oh no, 2 cranky versus 2 cranky.
Hell yeah, I like that. Okay, now you got it. We're gonna leave that though. It's always good.
All right, cool. Sorry, cleaner.
He's just an afterthought. Bye after I taught him a lesson. A goosh cleaner.
Yeah, seriously. That's what you get for having a kid.
Tell Theo I said hello. All right, let's get on with it here, Diz. Genty's Jet Squadron versus the Hole.
Oh, shit. Off the rip. Hold on. The way you're displaying these cameras is cutting off half the screen.
I mean,
can you just zoom out from the sleeper?
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go. And there we are.
Does that look right? Okay.
Yeah. I actually like that better. It's not as big.
Yeah. This one is. I just, like we were talking about earlier, Jamar Chase and Nico, they're gonna go like Jamar Chase versus Jacksonville should just absolutely teach.
What a treat, dude. I can have another wide receiver have their best fucking game ever against me.
And then Kyler Murray against Carolina.
Kyler Murray ain't shit, dog.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jesse this week.
I'm gonna go with Diz.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I just think Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith he's always had the Chiefs number, and I just that Chiefs defense. I don't know. They just look like if Herbert can do what he did to them, I don't see why Jalen Hurts could do that and more. So I can just see that being a good one. And then Jacksonville with Chase Brown, things like that. George Pickens versus the Giants, I could see that being good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Diz on this one.
Fuck yeah.
I also want to see what that Lions offense does more. Like if Gibbs wasn't able to get his, I just feel like Monty, he's the second, he's the 1B. So like in order for Monty to do good, I feel like Gibbs also has to have a good game too. But that also kind of takes away from Monty. So
yeah, I guess the other thing I was looking at is that Keon Coleman one. That's gonna be, I feel like, an X factor in there. Because that Jets game could be a sneaky shootout, too, between the Bills and them.
Well, yeah, he's going to have Sauce Gardner on him. Sauce Gardner has been shadowing more, so, like, that could be.
I mean, he didn't really do much last week.
Well, he shadowed DK. DK didn't score a touchdown. All the other wide receivers did.
Fitting. All right, so you're going with Diz. I'm taking Jesse. Show hole, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking eat his ass.
All right, there you go.
Coming over with the plunger, Jesse. All right, next we got the Rook Cook versus impregnated flatworm.
Yeah, nice. Hey, by the way, Tron, don't take freaking almost 48 hours to switch your name over, bud.
Yeah, seriously, you got to be fucking dialed in, bud.
Pay your punishment.
Justin Fields, Bo Nix.
Go ahead, Diz. You pick on this one first.
Okay, I just need to analyze.
So we'll carry bowl.
I talked shit about that Kenneth Walker pick last week, and I'm really glad I did. He looked not only, I mean, we didn't even see him on the field, dude. He didn't do jack shit last week.
Yeah, I'm picking Cal.
Me too. Whoa. Trone's not starting Malik Neighbors. He's starting old Bill over him. Whoa, okay. Interesting.
That is interesting. Well, I guess you can't start Bill over. I mean, maybe HN. I don't know.
No, I would start Bill. I would start Bill over Ken to figure out until you figure it out, and then
I guess that's true.
Neighbors in there.
Yeah. I just also, I mean, regardless, Trone's team didn't put up like jack shit worth of points last week, and Cal actually put up 5 or whatever the hell it was. So
I'm making a big prediction. Trone's going back to the Sacco. I'm calling it.
More comedy.
And I'm gonna take Cal on this because I don't know if you guys were looking at this, but we'll just keep going with it. Old Trone had a 74.5% start sit accuracy last week. So,
not again.
What was the trend last year? Is that he could not start the right players. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go with Cal on this one, being that Trone is right back to his old ways. I'm telling you, dude, if he doesn't start Neighbors, I just think like that's just gonna make that start sit accuracy look even worse.
Yeah, that was it. That was the theme last year. That was the crippling part about Trone's team. Diz, who are you picking this one?
Calvin.
Okay, clean sweep across the board.
Yeah, very good.
Stay curious.
Yeah, with Mayor Redmond versus the little boy B. John.
By the way, that was the worst start sit accuracy of the week 1-2 was Trone. So
yeah, exactly. You got the war for it.
He needs to stop playing with his lineup. He's got to stop looking at his phone. Let Sunday start.
I don't even know. Does he look at his phone that much though? Like it took him a long time.
Or yeah, maybe it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he needs to stop looking at his phone on Sundays or Saturdays and just look at it throughout the week, and that's it.
All right, so I'm gonna take red on this one. I'm staying curious. Yeah, just Bijan's like he actually had a decent performance last week, but it's Xavier Worthy being banged up. Tyreek Hill is about to start throwing couches and furniture out of the balconies again. It's like, and also no George Kittle. George Kittle was a huge part of Bijan's team that made me like it in the first place. So I thought, like, okay, Breece Hall is going to go out there and teach. I mean, you have George with Lamar. And just like if Xavier Worthy didn't get hurt with Ladd, cool. But yeah, I'm taking red. Josh Allen, I do think that Jets game is going to be a shootout. So I feel like another Josh Allen 30 burgers coming.
Man, I could actually see a world where Bijan's pulls it together.
I don't know why he's starting. Worthy's not playing this week. Like, there's no way. So he just needs to get him out of his lineup.
Yeah, seriously. Philly's D going against KC, and then I don't know why, but I really like the Cam Dicker matchup against the Raiders. But I'm picking red in this for sure. I feel like you beat him by 20.
Cool.
There you go, Red. Enjoy your victory.
Redmond.
I don't know. Maybe I'll start that Jalen Waddle over Tracy this week.
Are you regretting that Trey McBride yet?
Dude, I honestly thought, well.
No, we're going to go on a long rant. We're all good.
No, I will say this is one thing. The only thing I'll say is that I expect that offense to get at least a little bit better because they were without their left tackle, Andrew Thomas, which is one of the best tackles in the league last week. So he's supposed to be back. So at least he'll be better. Hopefully.
Too cranky. We'll sees. Dude.
Versus Alec.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just so I can't look at the ass eater on COD's team and just be like, yep, that's going to be back to it right there. Like, we'll see.
He dropped all that cash on Fannin. He's not going to start him over Jonnu?
Dude, Arthur Smith just loves Jonnu. It's like you just can't get enough of him. I'm going to go Cleaner. I feel like Cleaner will get it done this week. He's got Aaron Rodgers in there. Oh, it's right. He had Brock Purdy. If Aaron Rodgers actually teaches for Cleaner, that's going to piss me off. I can't stand Rodgers.
I'm going with COD on this one.
I am also going with COD. No way I'm voting for fucking Rodgers to go have a good game.
I know he's like...
Well, I think Joe Burrow's going to fucking eat all day long playing against Jacksonville's defense.
Well, and dude, you cannot have a better start to a season than for ETN. Panthers, Bengals, dude, like both horrid defenses. So if there's going to be games where ETN goes off, it's going to be these first couple of weeks.
Did you go Alec Dill?
Yeah, I'm going Cleaner on it. And I think the projection is off on Sleeper. I think this will be closer than you think. We'll see, man. Yeah. If old Rodgers goes out there, look out.
Well, yeah, and Cleaner last week, he had a garbage time tutty from. I can't believe Chuba took a passing touchdown last year. He was just really not the best when it comes to pass catching. Dude,
and I mean, people were talking. I got lucky, yes, with the Doomsday, but let's not forget about Brock Purdy getting that stupid passing touchdown at the end of that game, or like bounced off the dude's hands, and then the other dude caught it. Stupid.
Idiot.
Yeah. Get him out of here.
At least you didn't have Justin Herbert have his best fantasy performance ever against you.
All right, so we got the two pot stirrers from the draft, Nick and Guru here. They're sitting in the pot together. Probably going to both get stirred.
Couple of bums. How about that?
I'll take it.
Let's see. Ooh, the cannibal.
I just don't know if, dude, Pacheco looked so bad out there.
I don't even know if he looked bad though. Did he? Like he averaged 5 yards a carry.
I mean, but the Chiefs have like a good offensive line.
I think it's just the Chiefs' game plan. Like
well, they can't throw the ball.
They don't like him anymore or something.
Yeah, they just stuck Hunt in there for a lot of it. Like they do not trust Pacheco on passing downs.
No, but that's also like just kind of key. And if it's gonna be like that the first game of the season, I mean, I honestly don't see why it wouldn't be similar to that. I'm sure he'll get some more carries, I think, but Jesus.
I think it just depends on the game script. If they go down, they obviously are going to throw Hunt in there because he's a better pass catcher. But if the game's close, then I think Pacheco does a little bit more. However, Jalen Carter's back, so I don't want anybody. I wouldn't want any running backs.
Well, yeah, he's going up against Philly's D too. This was close. Well,
yeah, man, I
don't like that Gabi has so much stock in the Lions, and the Lions are having like a stunted start. Right now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I'm still gonna go Gabi on this one though. I'm gonna go Gabi.
I'm gonna go Nick.
Like Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason had very good games against Chicago, and Jahmyr Gibbs. If he's gonna find his rhythm in any place, it's gonna be against a team that allows 2 running backs to go off. So,
I think the big thing though is it can be Drake London. How healthy is he going out there?
Yeah. Okay. Trey McBride against Carolina. Ooh-wee, dude.
Gabi's also a swine.
I wish I had a Dark Lord.
He is a fucking swine. That man can't trade. He is pulling a U, Red. They just fucking me around. And
who did you pick there, Diz? Did you pick the swine or did you pick Nick?
I picked Nick.
Good.
You think I'd put a squealer on my team?
Yeah, keep him in the muck.
Yeah. It's either him or fucking Trone going back to the Sacco this year. I can feel it.
It just is what it is, man. Like it's written in the fucking stars.
Destiny. You can feel the aura on people. It feels like
you can, yes. COD reeks of it.
Yeah.
B. Johns likes to swim around next to it too.
All right, we got Willie versus Jaden, a matchup for the generations.
Hey, this is a former championship matchup. Twice over.
I said it.
That's right.
Shane Daniels against Green Bay.
Not very good matchups for old Jaden.
Yeah.
San Francisco's defense actually looked pretty good. So the fact that San Francisco's defense looked pretty good, I don't know about that Kamara.
Man, Jaden's got Jacoby on his team. Shit, man.
Jacoby better not be the deciding factor.
Dude, in that Chargers game, he might fucking catch 2 tuds. And I mean, you got Baker and Ibuka going against the Texans D, dude.
Did you see Ibuka?
I did see him.
Ibuka bomb!
He's playing against a not very great defense.
This one's tough, actually, dude. Like, I'm having a hard time with this one.
I want Jaden.
I'm probably gonna go with Dill on this one just because of the match. Like Cardinals against Carolina, you know. Stingley kind of got banged up a little bit, so we'll see. But fucking yeah, Ibuka, he's not going to be guarded by Stingley, so that'll be nice. And then Evan Ingram, I don't even know if he's going to play, dude. Like,
yeah, tight ends ain't shit, anyways.
Well, there you go.
Seriously, old Goddard's already injured again. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Throw the ball to Devontae Smith this week. Holy shit.
Look at that. I picked both you guys to win this week. I'm a Wilson time believer.
Yeah, seriously.
Perfect. We got to stick together.
And our final matchup here. Darth Nuttius versus Trike. The Mike. Mike the Trike.
The 3-wheeled war machine.
Right.
He lives in infamy. I mean, dude, yeah. I feel like it's got to be.
Does he have Javonte in his lineup? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, James Conner against fucking Carolina. I had
that's
him last year
nice
when he went against Carolina, and that was fun.
Dude, I would say this is closer than you think. I mean, you got honker hands.
James Conner went off for like 23 points last year against Carolina.
Yeah, you got honker hands playing against Pittsburgh. Dude, Travis Kelce, I just think is so washed. He looks so slow out there. Got bailed out on that blown coverage.
Yeah, that's true.
But he does have the king and the best kicker in league history.
I gotta pick the Dark Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. I think it's gonna be closer than we think, but
I'm taking strike on this one, man. I'm going for it. Fuck nut.
Yeah, fuck you, nut.
Like, honestly, dude, Justin Herbert, and he looked fucking goody against Kansas City.
He did.
Against the Raiders, bro. Oh, man.
Hey. We got a team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson, Lad McConkey are a lot better of a trio of pass catchers than what the Patriots are rolling out there. So,
yeah, the Raiders secondary is also terrible.
Yeah.
As long as AJ Brown just does what he's supposed to do, I think it's just going to come down to really Eckler. And Eckler do something out there. And they're playing against Green Bay's D, which, I mean, maybe Detroit looked out of sync, but like they also just got Micah Parsons. Some people are saying that it'd be the best D in the league. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But there you have it. So we'll see if we actually know what we're talking about this week. I think this week like we talked about, going to come back to a little bit more of a normal world out there. But what is normal in fantasy football? It's not the normal in the DVFFL, I'll tell you that.
High blood pressure.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's the one thing we all have in common. It's the bad for your health.
That's for sure.
But so on to week 2, boys, and I'm sure we'll probably be seeing some other trades out there.
Washington versus Green Bay tomorrow, dude. Who do you guys got?
Go Washington, dude. Screw Green Bay. I cannot stand the cheeseheads.
Yeah,
I like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I should have Terry on my fucking team, but whatever.
Maybe I'll start Jaden Reed tomorrow.
Ooh,
yeah, you should.
Maybe I'll start Romeo Dobbs, dude. We can ride.
I like Jaden Reed.
Well, Dave, thanks for sharing all of your trading secrets with us. And
thank you, Mike.
But yeah, I guess we'll be seeing everybody in the group chats out there. Shout out Podly, dvffl.com. Check it out.
I'm coming, Jesse. Fuck you.
Yeah. We will see